Hello, this is Dr. Adishina from Diverse Medicine. Today I will be talking to pre-medical students about the path to medical school. So you're starting freshman year and you don't know exactly where to begin, and this is what this video is going to be about, of what exactly you should be doing when you're preparing your way to medical school. So you start with your freshman year, okay? That's year one, and you get into school in September. You're very excited. The first thing you need to do is make sure you organize your pre-medical classes so you can take the MCAT exam the spring of your junior year. That should be your number one goal. Now, in order to do this, you must look at your schedule and take a look at the college brochure that's given to you at the beginning of orientation. Do not toss it away. That's not a good idea. That's where the organization and planning begins. As the time starts to progress, you go into October and November, and by the time you get to November, you start to get acclimated to the school system and how everything works. That is the time to start talking to the upperclassmen at your school and ask about their pre-med experience so they can give you an idea exactly what to expect ahead of you. Remember, at the beginning, you still try to figure out the system. So once you get acclimated with all your classes and everything is all set up, now you should start talking to upperclassmen. Obviously, if you can talk to them before you start school also, that's always a great idea. So you finish your first semester and make sure you get above a 3.5 GPA, okay? That should be your goal, or even a 4.0, okay? You want to get solid scores, so you're getting like A's, A minus is nothing less than a B plus in your classes, so you can get yourself ready for medical school. And you come back in the spring, in January and February, you're going to have a winter break during that time. And this is the time to be looking into the medical-oriented summer programs, because remember, you're going to have a whole summer off, okay? So you want to be looking at summer programs for research opportunities. And remember, they're going to ask you for letters of recommendation. And it's critical that you look out for the deadlines, okay? So what summer programs are we talking about? Well, these summer programs usually happen between May or June every year. And these summer programs examples are Med Prep, SMDEP, Biomedical Science Program. And there's a lot of other programs out there that are geared towards preparing or introducing pre-medical students that have an interest in the medical field, either medicine, dentistry, or other healthcare professions. And these programs is what you want to be looking for. But the goal is to make sure you apply early. Apply early. The earlier you apply, the earlier you can get into these programs, because a lot of students are applying for this similar programs. And what these programs do is they expose you to the medical field. You get to see doctors, work with doctors, take classes during the summer. They will give you some stipend and free money, and also even give you housing depending on which program we go to. So definitely make sure you check this out. Very, very important, okay? Also, this is the time you should invest your money to purchase MCAT review books, okay? You want to use them along with your college classes when you start in the fall and in the spring, okay? So that's very key. So if you get some extra money during the summertime, let's say you even get a chance to work part-time during the summer, save that money for your MCAT books, because you're going to need them to start studying. So now you've finished your freshman year, and yay, you have an average GPA of 3.5 or better. You're proud of yourself, and you're already on your way to preparing for medical school. So all of a sudden, you're starting again back in the fall. And in the fall, now you're now a second year. You're no more a freshman. That should be exciting, right? But at that point, some people actually might not have a major yet. So, because freshman year is a little bit intimidating, college is new to a lot of students coming out of high school. Some people might actually haven't gotten a major yet. But I strongly recommend that prior to going to college, you should know what you want to do. But sometimes that's not the case, and that's fine. But at that point, you should make sure you decide a major, okay? And if you're going to be majoring and try to go to medical school, you can either major in science or a non-science major for that matter. Actually, you can even do psychology, you can take music, you can take any major you want. But if your ultimate goal in life is become a doctor, that's what you want to figure out, okay? So if you want to go to medical school, if you're a non-science major, all you have to do is just take the science classes that are recommended and required for medical school application, which are going to be your general biology, general chemistry, organic chemistry 1 and 2, biochemistry, calculus, okay, and physics. So make sure you have those courses if you've decided a major, and make sure you incorporate them, and your goal is to get an A, okay? That's always your goal, to get an A in every single class. So now you're starting the fall of your second year. This is the time to be thinking about traveling abroad in your junior year if that's something you're interested in. And don't be afraid to even revise your pre-medical academic program to make sure you're keeping your eyes on the prize, which is medical school, okay? So what you want to do is to go back again, take a look at your college brochure, make sure that what you're really doing is actually aligned with the plan that you already scheduled, remember, at the beginning of your freshman year. So now you finished the fall semester of your second year of college. Now you're starting the spring semester. Now this is the time to start investigating summer programs in the area of interest. Watch out for the bulletin boards in your college campuses. Visit the pre-medical office regularly to see if there's any new announcements or any new programs that have been created for pre-medical students. And now also during this time is when you want to save your textbooks for your pre-medical courses. Okay, they are very valuable for your MCAT review and for medical school use later on. So during the summer of your second year, you should be paying attention to this. Now, when you actually come back in the fall, if you haven't started yet in your freshman year, this is a good time to be thinking about doing research. Okay, research is very critical when you're going to medicine, and it's required mostly by most medical schools that you have some background in research if you can. And if you want to see, the reason is because in medical education, research is really what gets us into the cutting edge of the latest advancement in medicine. Well, also, once you now actually come back in the fall of your second year, you should start preparing for the MCAT. Okay, you should look at the review books. I highly recommend Exam Crackers. There's Princeton Review, there's Kaplan Review. Find the one that works for you the best. And now we get into third year. Okay, now you're a senior. All right, I mean you're a junior in college. Okay, you're no more a freshman, you're no more a second year, you're no more a sophomore, you are now a junior. Now this is a very, very critical year. This is the time once you start in the fall of your junior year. You want to start to plan to take the MCAT exam in the spring, either between February and May of your junior year. This is to give you, and I really strongly recommend that you give yourself a light academic load in the spring if you can, so you can study and prepare while taking classes, making sure you don't jeopardize your grades, okay? You want to maintain that GPA, all right? And your goal is to always go above 3.5 GPA. If you do that, you will always be in the safety zone. Now, if it's less than that, it's not the end of the world, no, but always safety is better. So, you start to prepare for MCAT the spring of your junior year, and over the winter break, you want to decide how you want to review for the MCAT exam. Start to plan, okay? So during that winter break here, remember I was emphasizing you should pay attention to recommending getting the books from freshman year, but it's very important that you start to make a plan how you're actually going to start reading, okay? How you're going to start reading for the exam. And don't forget about the summer, okay? Look for exciting programs, research, volunteer, and shadowing physicians during also this summer of your junior year, because also that's another critical part of your application, because you're going to put all this on your application when you're applying to medical school. All right, so it's going to be a lot of work, but just get ready. It gets better. If you're taking the MCAT between April to August, you want to ask your professor for a letter of recommendation during the spring of your third year as a junior, okay? Because you're going to need that letter to put on your AMC application, okay? So now, once you actually during this February and March and April of your junior year, start to think about the medical schools you are going to apply to. Are you going to be applying to the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest? It's your choice depending on what part of the country you are located in and where you want to go. So do a lot of research. If you're applying just to MD school, you go on the AMCS website. If you're applying to DO schools only, you go on the AACOMAS website, and they will give you a lot of information. But be prepared to fill out the application when the application season begins. Okay, you have everything ready. You got your letter of recommendation, you got your research, you already have your volunteer experience, your resume is already packed. So as soon as they launch the application process, you start to apply immediately. Okay, so very important. Now, this is the time to also get ready to take your MCAT, all right? So between May and June and July and also August of your junior year, you have to take the MCAT, all right? Some people don't take the MCAT in their junior year. Depends on what your plans are after graduation. But if you're a student that definitely want to go to medical school right after college, this is very, very, very recommended and strongly required. Okay, but don't pressure yourself by the demands and try to keep your focus. Okay, if you're not ready for the test at this time, don't take it. If you're not scoring between a 25, okay, and 30 on the exam, especially on the practice assessment test, do not take the test because you are not ready. Okay, so make sure that's a very critical, important thing. Don't push yourself to take an exam you're not ready to take. Now, once you've taken the exam, wow, you've actually accomplished a great thing. Okay, you've done what most people don't do. Now you're looking into the fall of your senior year. Now you're a senior. It's very exciting. You spent the last 3 years working so hard to get yourself into preparing yourself for medical school. Now it's time to fill out your secondary applications in the fall. Okay. And start to send them in. Remember, do this as soon as possible to maximize your chances of getting in. I see a lot of students making these mistakes, filling out their secondary applications later. As soon as you get an offer, make sure you fill out your application because it's ongoing, and the earlier you get a application sent in, the earlier they can call you for an interview. Now, in November and December of your senior year, this is the time for interview. Exactly. This is what you want. This is always what you've worked for. This is the time medical schools are going to be sending you letters. They're going to be giving you a phone call. And when they call you, try to schedule an interview as soon as possible. Okay. This is not the time you want to be saying, oh, okay, I'll wait maybe another 3 weeks or 4 weeks before I come for an interview. If you get a call, make that interview right away so that they can see you and meet you and talk to you, and you can show them you're a great candidate for medical school. Now, when you get into the spring in January, this is the time to decide whether you want to go to an allopathic or osteopathic medical school you want to attend. So remember, sometimes they will ask you for a deposit after the interview and you get accepted into a medical school. And you can lose your deposit if you don't confirm that you're going to be coming to that medical school. So that's also a very important caveat. So after your secondaries are in and you get an acceptance, they will tell you they might hold a spot for you. But if you don't send in your deposit, or if you send in your deposit and you don't register for the school, they might not give you acceptance because they have unrolling admissions and they need to know if you're going to come to their medical school or not. Okay, so now you've got into medical school. Finally, you did it. Okay, it's now time to graduate. It's March, April. It's towards the end of your senior year. You're excited. You actually finally work hard for the last 4 years. And now it's May and June after graduation. You start to plan for the summer. Remember, you have to have fun. Vacation, spend time with your family before you start medical school. Go places where you haven't been in the world yet, because once you start medical school, it's a different ball game. But wait, if you've been out of school for a while and have just gotten accepted into medical school, I still strongly suggest that you do a summer program that's offered by that medical school that has accepted you. And this is a summary of the path of a pre-medical student with a schedule that can help you from day one when you're actually coming into college until you graduate on your 4th year of college. Okay, now it's another important caveat. If you're a student that did not take the MCAT your junior year, because not everybody has the same goals, okay? Different strokes for different folks. It's okay. You can decide to take your MCAT also after graduating college, which means you're going to wait a year, the following year, before you get into medical school. Or some students even decide to work first before going to medical school. Whichever the case is, as long as your end result is to make sure you get into medical school and take that MCAT exam with a good strong GPA, you'll be fine. But this is a great schedule for you guys to use to be able to align yourself in the path of getting into medical school. It's Dr. Adishina again. We would love to have you on our website, www.diversemedicine.org. This is a mentoring website for high school, college, pre-medical, and medical students that are interested in medicine. And we would love to have you. Please join us, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you learned a lot. Are you studying for the USMLE Step 1 or Step 2? Are you studying for the NCLEX, or you're currently in nursing school as a nursing student? Are you a PA student currently in school or studying for your PANCE exam? Or are you a nurse practitioner student or trying to take your NP board exam? Listen, I've got super awesome content for you. If you truly love this video and it simplified your learning process, I want you to check out my website below. I've listed all the list of exams, whether you're studying for any of this board exam, and all I want you to do is click on the link right now below so that you can take you directly to my website. For USMLE, just go to smashusmle.com. For NCLEX, go to crushnclex.com. And if you're studying for the PANCE exam, the nurse practitioner exam, or you're studying for your internal medicine board exam, just click below and it'll take you directly to ftplectures.com. Listen, I can't wait to help you. If you need to get in touch with me, just get to my website, you're able to reach me directly, and we can work together one-on-one. Listen, you're super awesome, and my goal here is to help your dream come true. If you want to be a doctor, want to be a nurse practitioner, a registered nurse, or physician assistant, I'm here to help you get to that next level with your medical knowledge. Let's save the world together. I love you guys. You guys are super awesome, and do not forget to click on the link below to be able to get to my website. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You guys have a great day. Let's go.